Assalamu alaikum friends, this is Kashif and I am an IELTS trainer. This video is about IELTS speaking cue card super tip. I have had a couple of students currently taking classes online on the Zoom, and one of them is from Lahore, and he has done bachelor's and he had weaknesses in speaking and writing, and I took charge of him to train him in speaking and writing. And you know what's the weakness I found in his speaking? He had already appeared in IELTS test, but he was not succeeded in getting his required band in speaking and writing, although he had 8 band in listening and 7 band in writing. But in speaking and in writing, he got 5 or 5.5 bands. Reading and listening was all right. I took his interview, I checked his audio clips, and what I found, he was unable to complete 2 minutes in IELTS cue card. A super tip in cue card is always start with the context. Do not directly start with the topic. I have already mentioned in my speaking videos, but never start with directly topic. I give you an example, like if there is a cue card, describe a decision you had to take in your life. The questions may be what kind of decision that was, when did you take it, and why you had to take it, what was the benefit and what was the negative you faced about that decision. That's all about the topic. Now what people do, what the mistake people do is directly start from, well, there was a decision I had to take in my life and it was intermediate and it was on bachelor's and whatever. No, you won't be able to complete 2 minutes. And remember, if you are not able to complete 2 minutes, you would lose the bands. So how would you start in that cue card? Like, you can start with the context, building a context, or in simple language, wasting the time. They don't want specific information from you about the decision. They want you to speak. So all what you have to do is speak. How are you going to start? Like, you're going to say, well, there are a lot of decisions in my life which I take about myself. In our society, most of the time decisions are taken by the parents or the elders, like the school, college, or university, or sometimes the subjects. Parents always decide. Well, I am pretty lucky to have the leverage, or to have the authority, or to have the confidence from my parents, my elders, that I have been doing many decisions on my own. Well, if I talk about the matriculation school where I selected, the school which was selected was by me. And when it was about the subjects in the college and the college itself, it was me who finalized the college and the subjects. Again, in university, as I had been doing the different decisions. Then when the university time came, and I selected my university myself. I searched for the universities and I searched for the different subjects. I consulted with my elders, my parents, my brother, or my sister. Then I decided about this. Well, if we talk about specifically an important decision which I had to take, now I am coming to directly to the topic. I have already wasted almost 40 seconds. Remember, always waste first 30-40 seconds in explaining the context, in explaining something, in explain anything. In this way, you would always be able to complete 2 minutes in your cue card. That is called a super tip. So always try. I always make my students practice by this tip. Sometimes I ask my students that these are the 5 topics. You don't need to explain the topics in the cue card. Just explain the context, so that I can make you practice about making the context about anything, about your favorite person. If I talk about the favorite person, you can say, well, there are a lot of personalities I have been inspired from in my life. Sometimes there are some celebrities. My brother is a very good inspiration for me. I have been following my father in different things. There are a lot of personalities. I have been lucky enough to have some personalities in my life. So then you come to that specific personality who you have been inspired from, right? I hope you understand the point. When you start the cue card, do not directly start the topic. Before starting the topic, just explain the context, then come directly to the topic. That was it for this video clip. I'll come with the next video on the channel IELTS with Kashif. Keep watching and remember me in your prayers. Thank you very much.